So Saturn traditionally has been considered the great malefic, but Saturn really is your friend and wants you to succeed. So how can you benefit from Saturn transits? There are 5 steps to learn to have success with Saturn cycles. So stay tuned. Saturn is the farthest planet we can see with the naked eye, so it has come to mean boundaries, time, and restrictions. Saturn's archetype is a blend of the Greek god Kronos and the Roman god Saturn, their god of agriculture. And as every farmer knows, you have to put the work in to get the harvest. The darker archetypes of Saturn, for example, the Grim Reaper, or the story where he devours his own sons, reminds us of our mortality and that we only have a limited time on the earth. Saturn's progress is slow and deliberate, but it is meant to be beneficial for the long term. I like to think of the story of the 3 little pigs. It was the pig who built his house of brick that was the Saturnian energy. It was his house that was strong enough to protect his brothers from the big bad wolf. Saturn rules a lot of things, and most notably time, tradition, the harvest, hard work, authority, limits, commitment, and career. Saturn will test you as it moves through the 12 houses of your chart, and it affects us differently in each house. So I will be reviewing all 12 houses after my introduction to Saturn. So let's take a look for the moment at the opposite energies of Jupiter and Saturn. There is a dynamic cosmic dance between these 2 giants. They have opposite energies, and we need both qualities for healthy growth. We tend to want to identify with Jupiter qualities of expansion, optimism, and easy benefits. But Saturn comes in to trim the fat, eliminate the dead branches, and Saturn makes you lean and mean. So Saturn cycles come in to test us and see if we've been able to build a firm foundation for ourselves. The magic square of Saturn is used in traditional feng shui to balance energy in a space and soften difficult Saturn cycles. For individuals, we need to take 5 steps to prosper from Saturn. Step number 1. Expect some sense of insecurity or restriction in the beginning of the transit. This is common as you are about to be tested. Number 2, really important, don't take shortcuts with Saturn. Number 3, be responsible. Number 4, step up and do the work, and Saturn will reward you. But there are often delays. Saturn is the planet of delayed gratification. And finally, number 5. Take the tried and true path with Saturn because Saturn loves slow and steady, traditional and proven methods. Saturn transits are about 2.5 years. Saturn will retrograde a little bit during that period, and Saturn will affect between 2 and 3 houses in your zodiac chart at any one time. So it's important to know which house Saturn is affecting, so you can behave in a proper Saturnian way to reap those rewards and get a great harvest. Even if you feel unsure in the beginning, Saturn will go over and over it until you master it. When Saturn transits your first house of self-development, it's bringing new beginnings, and it's a birthing process for a new direction in your life. Saturn's going to be reviewing your personal style and development, your appearance, physical vitality, health, and your sense of courage. Health problems may surface, especially in regards to your bones, teeth, joints, or skin, but this is meant to correct any internal weakness and create a healthier body. Saturn will be restructuring your self-image and how others see you, and you may separate yourself from non-productive things, people, or projects. You may feel restricted, lonely, or not supported, but you will get stronger, more reliant, and independent by the end of this transit. One empowerment tip is to look to your natal Jupiter, the balance for Saturn. See where Jupiter can give you gains or keep your spirits lifted, while Saturn helps to bring you authority and strength that comes from creating a more solid foundation in your life. When Saturn transits your second house, your sense of security, personal values, and resources will be coming up for review. There will be lessons in regards to finances for the next couple of years, so you need to expect this. Some resources may feel tight or more restricted because Saturn here is all about self-sufficiency. You will have the opportunity to become a steady builder of wealth, and it's very important to develop your inner talents and live up to your values. You will need to learn to create new resources on your own, and you will develop more maturity and responsibility in handling money. Remember not to worry about money. You just need to learn how to conserve and budget better, and this is only a temporary learning phase. There are many wealthy people who have Saturn in the second house. It's always good to throw out what you don't use or need. Saturn always likes things simple and efficient. Don't attempt any risky dealings, get rich quick schemes, and don't take any shortcuts with Saturn. Saturn is helping you to retain your wealth better for the long term. When Saturn transits your third house of communications, it will be reviewing how you work with your close environment. Your skill set or education may feel lacking at this time. Socializing may feel restricted since you are looking now for more meaning, order, and efficiency in your networks. Serious teamwork is favored, and more responsibilities are to be expected when dealing with your coworkers, neighbors, or immediate environment. Learning new skills, a new sport, or new language is supported, and it is a good time to take classes. Pay attention to your studies, and there may be more local travel in relation to work or education. Important contracts or documents can be signed at this time. Media presentations, writing, film, technology, and information exchange are all important. And Saturn will help you master all these skills with more self-discipline. Saturn helps you to cooperate with others in a practical way, and this is a good time to resolve any problems with your siblings or coworkers, so embrace any trouble that may raise its head. Slow and easy does the trick. The third is a good house for Saturn and will give lasting benefits for your efforts. Saturn will go over and over things to help you overcome any insecurities you may feel, so practice, practice, practice. You will want to go deeper with how you relate to the people in your close surroundings, and you will reap the benefits of all this restructuring if you do things conscientiously. When Saturn transits your fourth house of family, it's reviewing your home environment. There can now be a fortress around your emotions, or you may feel uncomfortable at home. You may have fears around security, but you have a wise and caring heart and are looking for a stable structure to support your sense of self. A person may tend to withdraw at this time from others in order to confront your emotional self, or your existing residence may be a source of dissatisfaction for you at this time. A person seeking to introduce change by means of a move can be thwarted or experience frustrating delays. Difficulties with the mother can also surface at this time, and you may have to take more care of family members, such as a parent. Maybe you have to renovate your place of living and change it to make it more comfortable. And this is a good time for construction work. Saturn in the 4th is about creating a solid foundation at home, and this takes time to restructure. The 4th house is also about rediscovering your heritage and country of origin. Saturn brings lessons in regards to property, family, and lineage, and there can be more work to do. You might start a family or could travel away from the home or perhaps experience a separation due to work. Saturn can stress your relationships with your partner or parents and increase your responsibilities. I became an assistant apartment manager during my Saturn transit through my 4th house. Home matters can loom large, so expect this. And if you want to pass through it easily, practice emotional detachment. Accept responsibility, but remain objective, and don't take things so personally. Home pleasures may feel restricted or regular family issues may bother you, but be supportive and remember to monitor your emotions. It's a time period where you have an opportunity to build a new home foundation for a greater sense of personal security long term. So just embrace this opportunity to make good use of it. When Saturn transits your 5th house of creativity, it will affect your confidence and may most likely restrict feelings of romance. Saturn may block your creative flow initially, asking you to restructure your ability to be expressive, and you may also feel shyer in regards to romance and want to date less. It may feel harder for you to be childlike or joyful, but Saturn will show you the way to authentic joy and test what your confidence is based on. Creative blocks may now feel frustrating, or even becoming pregnant may be more challenging. If you have any fears about becoming a mother, they will come up at this time. Children or subordinates may need more of your attention or assistance as well. If responsibilities are embraced in regards to a creative project or parenthood, this can be a very productive time. Creative projects can become work projects, and more duties will be required, so expect this. Organization comes in to assist your goals and helps you to be a better artist or performer. Things usually have to be done in a step-by-step process, so be patient with your progress. By the time the transit is over, you will have reassessed yourself as a potentially powerful, creative human being. The 5th house is also the house of pride, and what you base your self-esteem on will be tested, and sometimes you may experience a rejection. If you have based your confidence on unstable things, then you will go through a shakeup, but it is for the best, as you will need to reassess things. If your confidence is based on transitory things, or if it is outdated, Saturn can create a crisis, so you will reevaluate those areas of your life. Saturn wants you to base your confidence upon something solid and lasting, and as it leaves the 5th house, your confidence will increase again and get stronger. And this process can also increase your humility, and this is a good thing. When Saturn transits your sixth house of work and health, it places a focus on health habits and your daily routines. You have an opportunity now to rework your daily routines for the better. You have a chance to set new habits that will last a long time and improve your health, strength, and vitality. Health issues can come up, and you may have trouble letting go of negative habit patterns. Incorporate more self-discipline and dedication for best results. The sixth house also rules hygiene, exercise, debts, organization, enemies, or unequal relationships. You will need to learn how to win in such situations. Saturn will give you the power to deal with these challenges. Saturn passing through the sixth house of Virgo is dealing with the practical side of life. It is the house of learning the difficult lessons of living in the material world on a daily basis. The sixth house of Virgo is an earth sign of practical hard work and service, and it especially rules jobs that are routine and detailed and getting things done right. Virgo is a sign of perfection and the work required to do your best. Any health problems that may come up in the beginning of this transit don't have to be serious. It is just a reminder to pay attention to your daily diet and lifestyle. Do you balance your work life with relaxation? You can fix your health now by improving your lifestyle. And Saturn will give long-lasting results with the changes you make during this time. So if you start good habits now, chances are very good they will last a long time. You can use the self-discipline of Saturn to restructure whatever you desire in regards to health or work. Through perseverance, you can make whatever changes are needed. If work has been overwhelming, it will help you stay organized. You will probably receive more work and responsibilities, so expect this. Saturn will help you to arrange your life more efficiently. The job that took you 12 hours to do before will now take half the time. The sixth house is also the house of debt, and Saturn can help you rid yourself of troubling debt. You can work with greater efficiency to resolve whatever you owe and have greater financial freedom for the future. Make the most of this valuable transit. When Saturn transits your seventh house of partners, it brings lessons about relationship, especially equal relationships. You will have to learn how to do relationships properly at this time, and Saturn will not tolerate cheating, flitting about, lack of commitment, or any fast-track schemes to get what you want. You need to be concerned about fairness and how to accommodate your partner. Any dishonest dealings with others with Saturn will come right back to you. You need to learn to give and take equally in relationships, and your partnerships in general will be reviewed. If a relationship is unequal, then this is a testing period of time where you can balance the relationship fairly. Disappointments may come in order to help you find and keep better, healthier partners. This transit affects both personal and business associates. If you make a promise, make sure you keep it. Relationships now become a serious subject. You must learn to be accepting and moral in all partnerships, and there is a need to be more responsible. So be mature, grounded, put your best effort forward, or the relationship can be taken away. Remember, relationships are being tested and strengthened if the pair is committed to each other. Casual relations will fall by the wayside. Sometimes people can get married with this transit, and generally you will have to work harder with other people. Saturn is work and career also, so you may have an opportunity to start a new business. It is a deciding period as to who will stay in your life and who will go, and the beneficial relationships you have will stay. It is essentially a reality check with a reevaluation of all your relationships, so expect that a lot of unproductive people may go out of your life and be prepared for this. You are also learning to be more realistic and accepting in your expectation of others. If a person is single, they will seriously reevaluate their isolation and take a second look at potential partnerships. When Saturn transits your 8th house, it is testing mutual finances with others. There are learning issues to pay attention to now regarding credit, loans, insurance, taxes, and the sharing of mutual resources. Resources can feel restricted, or your partner's resources may be tighter. Finances can be more stressful, urging you to restructure them. You have to learn not to rely on resources from others so much, as there is a need to develop the ability to depend on yourself more. You will be able to find the new resources you desire. Your inner Saturn urges you to be responsible for healthy boundaries and exert power with integrity. The 8th house is also the house of sharing and psychology. Inner doubts can be released, and addictions, drinking, or obsessions can surface. But Saturn brings practical structure to help you resolve those problems. You can successfully overcome bad habits. You will have to confront your own fears in order to resolve them, and you will get stronger. You have to earn your freedom with Saturn, and Saturn will bring the perseverance you need in order to succeed. Sexual intimacy matters can also come up, such as trust issues. And relaxing in sexual matters can be a problem, especially in the beginning. But you will be able to overcome whatever the issues are. Just be patient. You can find greater intimacy with a lover. The 8th house also rules big changes, and a person can face situations that place heavy demands upon him both emotionally and materially. During this period, certain people with whom you once had a close association may appear as a hostile force, with demands that threaten your security and interests. This is only the initial appearance and forces you to look at your own situation. Expect delays and be patient with developments. It is a chance to understand the consequences of emotional choices and those aspects that may be holding you back in life, and how you can move your life forward effectively. Once Saturn is finished, this is your chance to improve and restructure your financial picture and intimate relations with other people. When Saturn transits your 9th house of expansion, it is restructuring your belief system in some way. And this will be a period you will be questioning or reforming old beliefs. These may be from experiences of disappointments or disillusionment from the past. You can attract older and more traditional type teachers, or you can even gravitate to more traditional faith systems. A lot of illusions and childish beliefs can be broken down at this time, so you become more aware as a person and more grounded in general. You may feel somewhat negative about the world during this period, questioning your beliefs, at least in the beginning. But you can also become a committed learner, explorer, or traveler. Litigation is ill-advised at this time, regardless of the righteousness of the cause, since Saturn restricts things, and this is the house of legalities. Traveling may be problematic, so it's best to be business-minded when traveling for best results. Ask yourself, what colored lenses are you looking at life with? Practicality and structure is really important now in developing how you view life, as you are questioning many things. You have to exercise a lot of personal self-discipline, and relationships with authority figures may also be tested. Authority figures may give you some trouble in the beginning. Problems with the father can come to the surface to be resolved. Government figures or institutions can give you a hard time. But no, Saturn brings in structure, so these issues can be resolved practically. Saturn helps you to have a more realistic view of life overall. Relationships with bosses, mentors, or teachers can be sorted out and improved for the long haul. Your social status can also change, and one can even get married or divorce. You can really shine in achievement at this time, but you have to put in the necessary effort. If you've been working hard, you will get good results. You can also be more serious about studying something. Higher education is also a possibility, and you can be attracted to large ideas or big ambitions and are reviewing many approaches to life. Your thorough exploration of them makes you a natural educator or writer, able to deal with challenges such as legal issues or improving your education overall. These fields can be productive for you through dedication. You have to apply yourself, so expect this, and know that Saturn always rewards the steady, persistent, and dedicated worker. When Saturn transits your 10th house of status, your career and public reputation come up for review. A person will commonly experience difficulties at work, and if not working, then difficulties maintaining your lifestyle can arise. The health of a parent, most likely the father, can also be affected, or the relationship with an authority figure can be called in for review. Usually the upshot of this transit is that you will have a lot of extra responsibility for yourself and possibly a parent. Some of you may have risen to a position of authority, and you can peak now in regards to your career or social standing, and with good karma. The work you do now will persevere for many years to come. If you work with diligence, you will get good results. You will start to see benefits when Saturn goes into the 11th house of gains. Some people will change careers if the career does not feel right, such as if you experience too much stress or the work is unfulfilling, meaning you're off your spiritual path, or you're not committed enough in your current job. Career matters will come up for review, and if you find yourself unhappy in your current situation, a change may be in the works. Saturn will remove what is not helping you grow. You can also have problems with authority figures or bosses at this time. Saturn can even represent government figures you may have to deal with. Sometimes it can signal a marriage that shows a positive change in social status, improving your situation, but it will also come with new duties and responsibilities, so expect this. But receive these duties with acceptance, with gratitude, as it paves the way for a better future with a more beneficial foundation and long-term happiness. When Saturn transits your 11th house of friends, you will most likely become more committed to your social circles, networks, and group activities. You have a disciplined mind that follows quirky threads of inspiration, persistent in the pursuit of collective breakthroughs. Saturn in the 11th represents technology. You can be tested at this time in regards to friendships or your social networks or even your ideals. If friendships dissolve, don't feel sad. It just means they were not a positive relationship for you, and their loss will open the way for new and better ones. Your good friends will stay with you. Saturn usually brings a few but very responsible and loyal friends. You may have to weed out your friends or separate the chaff from the wheat. And you can overcome difficulties based on hard work in regards to the groups and associations you work with. You can meet others that can help introduce you to the right people who believe in you and help forward your goals. Saturn always wants to lay down firm new foundations. Try to be more socially active at this time, as it's a great opportunity to connect with beneficial people. Saturn likes being in the 11th house, as it is one of its rulers, and you can see some financial gains too at this time with your good karma, especially if you put in a couple of years of hard work prior to when Saturn went through your career house. Titles, honors, or promotions can be forthcoming as well, but only if you have worked diligently for those benefits. It is a time when ideals, goals, affiliations, and friendships get reevaluated, so expect this. Saturn will strip away any illusions by showing the true foundation of the native's friendships and the implications of any involvement you may have with a group. It can also mean more responsibilities in regards to your current networking groups. Betrayals or disappointments with others may occur, but know these events are happening to strengthen your social circle. So be prepared to reevaluate and change up your social circles in general for the better. When Saturn transits your 12th house of secrets in the subconscious mind, you will be ending a karmic period of 29 years. The actions you have done in the past will be coming to a close. Starting new projects will be difficult at this time, but karmic results can be reaped from previous actions. Saturn is bringing form to your spiritual quest. You will be confronting delusions, illusions, insecurities, and delving into your inner self. Any bad habits will come to the forefront, and you will have to see the results of those things. Hard work previously done will be rewarded, and you won't feel sad about detaching from the old things in your life. So correct any negative habits now. You can always offset negative karma with good deeds. It is about letting go with this transit. Give clothes and old possessions away. Don't hold on to things, or it will be a more painful process. You will be taking a break from the material aspects of this world. This doesn't mean that you stop working, but because it is an ending process, you may not see immediate results from your hard work or be able to have a new start until Saturn moves into your first house. There is often a confrontation with the consequences of your own actions, especially if selfish or self-serving. The hard work you put in doesn't produce the results you wish for, at least for the time being. We are dissolving old attachments to old goals and relationships. Sometimes you can feel helpless, so let it all go and just learn to go with the flow. You may feel isolated or may be working with hospitals or isolated places such as libraries, prisons, or distant lands. You can even travel or relocate to foreign countries. However, long-distance traveling may be delayed or blocked temporarily. Saturn is also bringing greater structure to your imaginative life or Pisces-related ambitions. You may have some health problems that come up, sleep issues, or your energy may be low in general. You may feel overworked or tired, but remember, this is just a phase. Focus on releasing those things that are no longer serving your best interest as you prepare for a new beginning and a more successful life.